Hey guys, and welcome to my video review of Transformers Age of Extinction Deluxe Class Slash. Now this Dinobot was cut from the movie, but it was done pretty late in development, at least from what we can tell, because there's a lot of concept art of him, especially in certain particular scenes from the movie. So he was supposed to be really small in the movie, like really small, like maybe a Legends class would scale well with, say, Voyager Optimus or something. But like really small, there's supposed to be a lot of him. There wasn't supposed to be just one Slash, there was supposed to be a lot of little Velociraptor type Dinobots running around. But I guess they cut it pretty late in development considering we got a toy and all the concept art there was for him. But I'm actually kind of okay that they cut him from the movie because I don't like this guy. He's not as bad as High Octane Bumblebee, this guy right here, but he's not good at all, at least in my opinion. He's kind of fun in his transformation, but that's about it, and I'll get to that in a minute. But for now, let me bring Bumblebee back out just so I can give you a little bit of size comparison. He's a pretty big Deluxe. He's even bigger than Scorn is in his Dinobot mode. I guess this is just your typical Velociraptor. I'm not sure. It has a lot of fins and stuff. I'm not sure. It has this plasticky, rubbery plastic. It doesn't even feel rubbery. It's just like really loose plastic on his tail. And mine kind of like hardened that way in the packaging. So that kind of sucks. I would have liked it if it were straight, but whatever. These are all soft. These are soft. These are soft. Anything that's the light green is soft. The blue, that's all solid plastic. Even these spikes, solid. But these, you could hear the difference. That's hard. That's soft. Which I mean I'm okay with considering how many of those little fins there are. I'm afraid that if they weren't soft, they would definitely break. Especially considering how many little kids will be playing with this thing. So, smart move. But overall, I do prefer the harder plastic. Yeah, in his dinosaur mode, he has some basic articulation. These arms move about, they're on ball joints. The jaw can open quite a bit actually. He can look up a little bit as well. So you can have him open really wide and that looks weird, but you know, you can do what you want with him. The legs are pretty crazy. They got lots of joints. There's one there, ball joint there, swivel, and swivel at the ankle, as well as you can bend the toes downwards. The heel's stuck in place, but the toes can bend down all together, not separately. But hey, it's better than nothing. I'll give it that. And then the tail's just, like I said, it's soft. So you can get and you can also position some of these spikes, mainly just these fins on the back. You can angle them up if you so choose. I don't choose so. So yeah, the reasons the dinosaur mode, it's okay. It's okay. It's the robot mode that really gets me. The dinosaur mode, it's fine. It's got some paint apps. It's got some black. It's got silver. It's got red eyes. It goes from the yellowish green to the blue. Some black in there on the fins. Blue, like it's got decent amounts of paint apps in the dinosaur mode, but it's not so great in the robot mode. Excuse me. So yeah, I mean that's really all there is to the dinosaur mode. It kind of just moves. It sits there. It's not bad looking. It's really not, but that's about as good as it gets. So let's go ahead and jump into the transformation. I'm just gonna get straight to that. You pull these off. These become his weapons later. We're just gonna set those off to the side for now. These legs, you rotate them around. You close these up. Rotate them around. Rotate this way. And then close it up. And then you take these, you bring them out. Bring them out. The arms, you kind of just do whatever with those for now. You take this, you flip that up, you can see his head right there. Then you come here, you kind of just bring this down. It's kind of awkward. Oh, gotta flip these up. Forgot about that part. So you bring this down. This is his head, his neck thing. That becomes a leg, so you keep that oriented like that. But what you do for the arms is pretty interesting. This is the part I like of the figure. It's transformation. Now, it's kind of I don't know what you'd call it. I guess it's not his shoulders, but the thing, his shoulder, that little bar right there, that is the shoulder ball joints connected to. It's like a 5mm thing, and then there's that little clip there a little curved part. It clips right onto that bar. You just flip it down. You make sure you have stuff out of the way, like his arms, have them flip forwards. And then, make sure that's out of the way. You flip this up, flip it all the way around, and then there are more little circular things. They clip on there. So I think that's cool. Instead of like just everything unfolding and like, you know, like pretty much on all the other Dinobots where just a leg becomes an arm or whatever, you kind of have to rotate this and the legs still become the arms, but it's not you just flip it up, you have to rotate it. It's kind of a cool mechanism. I like that. That's my favorite thing about this figure, just the way you have to transform him. You flip this inwards, that pops out the hands on both sides. Rotate their biceps so you can orient them forwards. There you go. These what were his rib cages in Velociraptor mode or whatever. Those kind of just fold down over the shoulders. They don't really peg it anywhere. They're loose, but you do have options. You can move them around if you so choose. You flip these little arms back, and then that leaves you with the legs. To get the legs transformed, well, first of course you separate them, and you bring this forwards. It's really awkward to do, kind of. It's like, here. Trying to do it well without, oh, see, it pops off. Mine has loose ball joints as well, so that gets a little irritating for me. But yeah, rotate this down. There we go. That's one of the things you have to do. This takes it away. I'm not a huge fan of this transformation in the legs. The legs are kind of weird. The upper body's cool in the transformation. And then bring that up like that, you accordion it up. And it's just like, it's the face, the inside of the skull right there. It's and these don't really peg it anywhere, they just rotate down and kind of sit in place. So yeah, and then you got this, and let me get that, kind of just fold it up, flip this back, rotate that down, rotate it all the way around, and there you go. Finally got him there in his robot mode. Yes. So here in his robot mode, it's, like I was saying earlier, I don't like it. It's just bland. There's too much blue, and these little spiky things just are weird and in the way, like they're on his thigh. It's like, I'd be okay with them if they flipped off to the side, but they're just kind of in the way, and it makes posing him weird. And his feet are tiny. You got the inside of the head there, and you got the face there just sitting on the back of the leg, and the legs don't peg in. These things are sliding all the way around, and the legs are a mess, and they're too thin for his gorillish upper body. His arms are just massive. Even with these shoulder things flipped up, they're still bulky, really, really bulky. He's very top-heavy. Something I do not like having in figures. I like figures who will stand up and not fall over if you just barely touch them. Like this guy, he's barely spread his legs, just barely. It's going to gradually do that, and it just looks weird. Doesn't hold its pose very well. It's not that the joints are really loose, like they're kind of loose on mine, but it's because he's so top heavy that it really, really affects posability, at least static posability, when he's just standing there. So yeah. Articulation, I'm just going to go ahead and get into that because it's on my mind. These are pretty much the exact same as the legs in dinosaur mode. Ball joint, swivel, bend there, bend here, and that's it. No rotation in the wrist, sadly. The head, rotate side to side. That's it. Cannot look up or down. The waist can rotate a little bit, but it kind of gets blocked. You could do it 360, but these rubber things, again, block that a bit. Ball joint on the thigh, mid-thigh swivel, like that. Bends at the knee. You got a little bit of toe swivel as well, up and down. So that's it for articulation. It's very basic. A couple parts I wish were more. A little bit of posability in the ankles would have been nice, but again, because of the way it's molded, you can't do that. It's just not great toy design. And then these rubber things hinder the waist articulation, unfortunately. But such is life. And plus, like I said, I'm glad this figure is dropped from the movie, because I feel no way compelled to keep this figure. I will probably, just like High Octane Bumblebee, Not a huge fan of him, so I'll probably get rid of him soon. At least I'll feel bad about getting rid of Bumblebee, because he was in the movie. This guy, no remorse. He is out of here. For some size comparison, let's get Scorn in here, and you can see his leg doing the thing, kind of. There he is next to Scorn. Okay, so Scorn, as you can see, is taller. He's a little bit bulkier in the upper body, but he's overall about the same size. He is short, though. He's really short for a Dinobot. There we go. I'm having problems with legs again. All right, actually, let's put him in the middle. Let's bring in Optimus. And you can see Optimus. Yeah, so he's really short. I think Slash is the shortest deluxe class. He's really, at least that I have. He's really tiny. So, yeah. That kind of detracts from his robot mode a bit. I know he's supposed to be small in the movie, but because he wasn't in the movie and he's a Dinobot, I prefer he be bigger in toy form. But, oh well. You get what you get. Like I said, it's not that important. He wasn't in the movie, actually. He was never developed. He's not even in a redo of a G1 Dinobot. He's just Slash. No one cares about Slash. Do you? I know I don't. Now as for detailing on this guy, let's get a little bit of a close-up. There's not much. You can see a little bit of red, very thin red visor. Not many paint apps. It's just molded blue plastic and molded black plastic. Bleh. Molded black plastic. Molded black plastic. It's a lot easier to say if you say it slowly. There's a little bit of black painted onto these green fins, but again, that's just green molded. It looks cool in the dinosaur mode, especially with the head paint with the black on there and the red eyes and the silver. But he doesn't really, none of that really transfers to the robot mode. It seems very basic, just green, blue, black. And there's a lot of it. It's not even broken up with more green and black in between. It's just chunk of blue, chunk of green, chunk of black. And though segregation is outdated, they still decide to put it in here. They segregate all the colors, which I am not all about that. I am not at all. And these guns, well, not guns, axes or whatever they are rubbery, and they're stupid, and I don't like the way they look in the robot mode. So yeah, that's pretty much all I'm going to put in for this guy, because I don't like this figure, as you can tell. He does not get a good review from me. Should you pick this guy up? No. Am I going to keep this guy? No. Should you stop watching this review? Yes. That's all. Yeah, Slash is not so good. So thanks for watching, and next time I will review a figure I actually like. Hopefully, maybe. We'll see. Alright, that's it. See you guys later.